So, is Top Gun a real thing? Well, the short answer is yes, it is, and it is every bit the elite US Navy fighter pilot training school you know it as. But its portrayal in the Top Gun movies isn't exactly 100% accurate, though the real Top Gun is nonetheless impressive. In this video, you're going to learn the story of the real Top Gun and how it differs slightly from the movies. Let's start with its inception and purpose. As the film explains, it is an elite Navy fighter pilot training school, but it's not officially called Top Gun. It was actually named the United States Navy Strike Fighter Tactics Instructor Program. Now that's a mouthful, so inevitably it got a nickname, Top Gun, where the top 1% of US naval aviators were sent to train in the most advanced and intense aerial combat maneuvers, making it one of the most spectacular collections of piloting talent in the world. It differs now to what it was back in the first Top Gun film, but I'll get to that later in the video. Most of the original film, though, was shot at location at the Naval Air Station in Miramar, California, known as Fighter Town, the home of the real-life Top Gun program back then. According to the 1973 Command History of Naval Fighter Weapons School, the unit's purpose was to train fighter air crews at the graduate level in all aspects of fighter weapons systems, including tactics, techniques, procedures, and doctrine. As the movie points out, air crews selected to attend Top Gun courses were chosen from frontline units. Upon graduating, these crews would return to their units to teach what they had learned to their fellow squadron mates. And here's why. Back in 1968, during the Vietnam War, it was painfully clear that the US was at a disadvantage in the air war over Southeast Asia. North Vietnam's Air Force was equipped with the MiG-17 that turned out to be very effective in dogfights. Although built to be a bomber interceptor, they had a lot of success against the US F-4 Phantoms. The F-4s relied on missiles, which was a fairly new technology at the time, and missiles back then had a dismal hit rate. Just one kill had been achieved for every 10 firing attempts over a 3-year period. So this sparked the birth of the Top Gun idea, which changed the fate of the air war over North Vietnam drastically, improving the kill ratios against enemy fighters. By the time the aerial activity over the North resumed, most Navy squadrons had a Top Gun graduate. The Navy kill-to-loss ratio against the North Vietnamese Air Force MiGs improved from 2.42 to 1 to 12.5 to 1. And in contrast, the Air Force, which had not implemented a similar training program, actually had its kill ratio worsen for a time after the bombing resumed. The success of this led to Top Gun becoming a separate, fully funded command in itself, with its own permanently assigned aviation, staffing and infrastructure assets in July 1972. The Top Gun program that emerged was rigorous and demanding. Highly qualified instructors were an essential element of Top Gun's success. Mediocre instructors are unable to hold the attention of talented students, so Top Gun instructors were knowledgeable fighter tacticians assigned to one or more specific fields of expertise, such as particular weapon, a threat, or tactic. The program involved both lectures and training flights followed by relentless debriefs. Like in the films, Top Gun uses the concept of dissimilar air combat training, which uses standing aircraft to realistically replicate expected enemy aircraft, such as using T-38s to simulate the flying characteristics of the MiG-21. Unlike the film though, there is not actually a Top Gun Best of the Best trophy. This was actually added to the story to give Maverick and Iceman something to compete over, giving stakes for the characters for a war film that didn't have a war. In fact, a former Top Gun instructor, Pete Pettigrew, is quoted responding to the idea of a trophy, saying, "Nobody would ever graduate. You don't understand the intensity of these guys. Everybody would die." Christopher Brownie, a former Top Gun student, also reflects on the volleyball games and late-night hangouts, saying, "It's not like that, folks. You don't have fun along the way. It's training for the real world." But what about the jet fighter scenes in the films? Are they real? Well, yes and no. Yes, they're real with real jets, with real Navy pilots, but the flying in the films is actually more dangerous than the real Top Gun would allow. The aerial combat maneuvers captured in the film were performed at closer ranges and at much lower altitudes than normal, but the real Top Gun pilots were up to the task of pulling off these dangerous maneuvers for better cinematography in the films. If this video so far has inspired you to tick off that bucket list dream of going up with a skilled pilot in a fast jet and pulling some of your own maneuvers, then check out MIG-FLUG. My viewers get a $100 or €100 discount. The voucher is in the link in the description below this video. Back to Top Gun, and this is how it's evolved. Partly due to the end of the Cold War and things changing in the 1990s, the Top Gun syllabus was modified to include more emphasis on air-to-ground missions due to the mission needs and capabilities of the F-14 and F-18. In 1996 as well, the Naval Air Station at Miramar transferred to the Marine Corps and Top Gun into the Naval Strike and Air Warfare Center at Fallon, Nevada. Top Gun conducts 3 strike fighter tactics instructor classes a year. Each class lasts 9 weeks and consists of 9 Navy Marine Corps strike fighter aircraft. The course includes 80 hours of lectures and 25 sorties that pit students against actual Top Gun instructors. And Top Gun graduates do return as training officers to carry on the latest tactical doctrine back to their operational squadron, or go directly into a training squadron to teach new air crews. They may also become instructors at Top Gun themselves later in their career, just like in the film. Not everybody graduates each year though. A small number do not meet Top Gun's high standards and are dropped from the course. So yep, Top Gun is as impressive as you've been led to believe. You might be asking now, is the US Air Force, does that have something similar? Well, the answer is yes, sort of. They have the US Air Force Weapons School. The US Air Force run a 5.5-month program twice a year at Nellis Air Force Base outside of Las Vegas. But I'll leave that for another video. I've got no doubt some of you watching this video actually have some first or second-hand experience of US fighter weapons training schools, so if you do, please let me know what it's like in the comments below, and also what I should have added to this video. All the information I bring to you from this video is publicly available online. I've actually left links in the description below where you can find this information and read in depth about any of the topics that I bring to you from this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you did. If you want to know just how good a pilot Tom Cruise really is, I've got a video on that here. And check out my channel for more aviation related videos. And remember, you can get that $100 or €100 discount off your very own jet flight with MIG-FLUG voucher again in the description below this video. Thanks for watching. I'm Pilot Mike. See you next time.